In the heart of the Arabian Peninsula lies a kingdom built on black gold. For decades, Saudi Arabia has powered its dreams, Vision 2030, glittering cities, global influence, almost entirely on the flow of oil. It's not just fuel, it's the very lifeblood of the state, funding everything from royal policies to public welfare, military might to international alliances. Roughly half of the economy, 3/4 of government revenue, and the overwhelming majority of exports depend on it. But now, in early March 2026, that lifeline is under direct attack. As the US and Israel wage a fierce campaign against Iran, strikes that have already claimed the life of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran has struck back hard, not just at military targets, but at the economic heart of its Gulf rivals. Drones raining down on Saudi Arabia's massive Ras Tanura refinery, one of the world's largest oil export hubs, causing fires, shutdowns, and thick black smoke rising over the desert. Explosions rocking energy facilities in Qatar, halting LNG production, threats echoing across the Strait of Hormuz. Not a single drop of oil will leave the region. This isn't random violence, it's calculated. Iran, facing what it calls an existential fight for survival, is targeting the economic centers of gravity of Saudi Arabia and its neighbors. Low-cost drones and missiles deliver high-impact pain, disrupting exports, spiking global prices, shaking investor confidence, and threatening the very foundation of the Saudi monarchy. For a nation where oil isn't just business, it's survival, this is more than a crisis. It's existential. If the attacks persist, if the strait closes for long, the revenue dries up, the diversification dreams falter, and the kingdom's stability hangs in the balance. In this documentary, I explore how Iran has turned economic warfare into a weapon of last resort, why Saudi Arabia is so vulnerable, and what the real-time chaos unfolding right now means for the region, the world, and the future of energy itself. Join me as I uncover the high-stakes battle beneath the surface of the world's most critical oil corridor. Saudi Arabia's economy is overwhelmingly tied to oil. About 40 to 50% of its GDP and 70 to 80% of export earnings come from petroleum. Any sustained disruption to oil production, refining or shipping could trigger a cascade, skyrocketing global prices, hurting everyone including Saudi's allies. Massive revenue losses, inability to fund social programs or military, or even regime instability. Iran exploits this vulnerability through direct attacks, proxies like the Houthis in Yemen, and threats to key choke points like the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of global oil flows. This isn't just theoretical. It's like poking holes in your rival's only water tank in a desert. Without it, survival becomes impossible. And this is how it happens. I can explain. Number 1 is proxy warfare and infrastructure strikes. Iran backs groups like the Houthis, who launch drones and missiles at Saudi oil facilities. These aren't random. They are aimed at economical centers of gravity to impose costs and deter Saudi support for anti-Iran actions. Number 2 of how it happens is the broader regional fallout. I can explain. Attacks can halt tanker traffic, close waterways, and damage desalination plants. Remember, Saudi relies on these for water tied to energy infrastructure. This could lead to blackouts, water shortages, and economic paralysis in Gulf states. Number 3 of how it happens is the ideological and strategic rivalry. I can explain. As a theocracy, Iran opposes Saudi's monarchy and funds opponents, viewing Saudi as a US proxy. Saudi sees Iran as an existential crisis because it threatens their oil lifeline. Let's dive into the real-time supportive examples from the late February to early March 2026 escalations. I can explain. On February 28, 2026, amid US-Israel strikes on Iran, Tehran retaliated with drone attacks on Saudi Arabia's Ras Tanura refinery, one of the world's largest oil export terminals. Shrapnel from intercepted drones caused a fire, adding to global energy anxiety and surging oil prices. This directly echoes past events like the 2019 Abqaiq attack. Remember, that is also Iranian-linked but escalated in the current war context. Explosions rocked Gulf states including Saudi Arabia, Qatar and others, with Iran targeting energy sites to impose a heavy economic cost. Qatar halted LNG production and tanker traffic nearly stopped in key waterways, risking broader supply chain breakdowns. Analysts note this as a significant escalation, with Iran seeking to deter further strikes by hitting oil infrastructure, potentially closing the Strait of Hormuz and demolishing economies like Saudi's. Saudi responded by assessing spillover risks but boosting deterrence, but the vulnerability remains acute. In short, for Saudi Arabia, Iran's actions could genuinely end their economic model, leading to state failure.